Okay, so today I'm going to be looking at the Pokemon clone that has captured the world's attention, and I only heard about this a couple days ago because somebody told me about it in chat, Cynthia, I think, and so she's just mentioning it. Why is it so popular? What is it? I didn't even know what it was. Then I look it up, and it's just came out or whatever, and it's super insanely popular. And I even read some articles that they might get taken down by Nintendo because it's too similar to Pokemon or whatever. There might be some copyright issue, like this is some kind of the guy on the right is like some kind of hybrid between Raichu, Pikachu, and fucking some Electrode or something. I don't know, like where he has the smile and the same facial expression. But yeah, this will be my first time taking a look at it. I haven't really seen anything or read anything on it besides that. Just the fact that it's a Pokemon clone supposedly, and just that it's insanely popular and very new. So it kind of breaks my tradition a little bit that I don't typically play stuff right when it comes out. So what is my experience with the Pokemon series is that I played the Pokemon card game for the first time pretty much at the end of 2022. That was just part of my whole card game fiesta that I was doing, and that was like what do you call it? That was online TCG, and then I played a little bit of TCG Live when that first came out. But as far as the games themselves in the series, I only have beaten 3 of them. I have played a lot of them, but I'll always have kind of the same experience. And I've sort of had that same criticism with all of them that I always stand by. It's like the first 50-60% of a Pokemon game is usually just you catch a really strong Pokemon, you just keep it in front, right? The same one over and over and power level it, almost like what you can do in the Fire Emblem game sometimes. You just have one strong unit in front, and then you just spam the A button. You don't really have to use any strategy or think about what you're doing. You just kind of steamroll through everything because it's a 1v1 with only 4 abilities, so it can only be so much strategy. And by the time you have to use strategy, it's already the late game. The game is almost over, right? That's how at least I feel about it, which is why I always argued that they should have implemented some sort of action commands in some of the games later on in the series, or at least try that in some of them, which maybe they have in some of the newer ones, but like make it like Paper Mario. So the original Paper Mario isn't very complicated, and you don't have to strategize much at all. But at least what made it more fun is the fact that, compared to Pokemon games at least, is the fact that you have to time everything. Like, so you can try to mitigate damage by hitting the command at the right time, or you can try to hit it when you're attacking to do more damage and things like that. So that's very fun. So every ability and every Pokemon could have like their own timing and different mechanics going on, and that would be very hard to do, but that would be a very fun way to do it. So I've always suggested that, and I've always criticized, again, you can just spam the A button for like 60% of most Pokemon games. So the only 3 that I've beaten are Leaf Green. That was green basically for the Game Boy Advance. Then I beat Coliseum, and then I beat Pokemon Y like only a couple years back. That was one of my first series coming back on this channel, where it was the first playthrough permadeath of Pokemon Y. So I've enjoyed all of them. I especially like that one. And I guess maybe it's because I'm not oversaturated with having played them. It was kind of fresh, and, I didn't play one for years before that. I haven't played one for years since. So it's kind of like, if you space out like that, it's fine. But I could see how it could get really repetitive and sensory deprivation style if you just play all of them. It gets kind of like overkill. And so that's my experience with those. I did generally enjoy them, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan or a hater of the series. I'm just kind of indifferent. Like, it's good for what it is, but it makes you think about this, though. It's like, you almost feel bad for Nintendo or something. Like, this is stealing from them. But you would think that this sort of thing, they have all the resources and the established franchise to be able to make something like this, right? Maybe there was a Pokemon MMO before, I think, and it went offline or something, but like, they should have a game like this already, Nintendo, because it's like they already have the Pokemon IP and universe. So it's not that Palworld came along and stole their thing, is that this must be filling a space that the Pokemon games don't do, right? Why isn't there a Pokemon established MMO or something like this that fills the same space, that therefore making this sort of redundant and unnecessary? Instead, they've left this sort of open and been kind of lazy with it. They'd rather do Pokemon Go or whatever random shit that they're doing. So it's like an untapped space within this sort of genre, that I'm sure there's other games like this too, but when they have had all this time and resources and decades of success, they certainly should have already made a game like this and already occupied this space, whatever you want to call it, like an MMO. I'm not even 100% sure what exactly it's going to be like, but so that I don't feel bad for them. I could almost analogize it to Blizzard, where I would say, like, Heroes of the Storm versus League of Legends. Like, Dota 3 is where League of Legends originally came from, the mod, obviously, but if you look at it like, okay, then that's within a Blizzard game, but then Blizzard goes to make their own version of it and it fails, Heroes of the Storm, and everybody shits all over it. But then League, which is also based on it, small indie company, whatever, at the time, they became what they are now because of League. The idea is that outperformed them. So you feel bad for Blizzard that the game that originated from within their game as a mod made by fans, albeit, got outdone by, was done better by somebody else, and then they suffer for it. But it's like, you had the chance to do it. You have all the resources, all the advantages, right? You had sort of the first dibs, the fact that it was in your game. Nobody could stop you from, taking that idea and running with it, but yet they didn't do as good of a job. So it's kind of interesting to see that these major companies missed the opportunity. Or here's another example, like GTA RP. Rockstar has GTA Online, which is obviously very popular, but then you see all these streamers and people getting enamored with GTA RP, which is like fan-run servers and things like that. Why should you need to go to a third-party thing like that, like NoPixel or something, to take advantage of that, when you should just be able to do that natively within online in some kind of other mode or format or server that they can have for you? So in other words, Rockstar left that space untapped, which is kind of sad, because then, you know what I mean, like you're having to go somewhere else outside of what they should already be doing to do what you really want or whatever. So it's always like what people say about Bethesda games, like if you want it done right, just wait for fans to make a mod for it, because they're always going to have bugs and things like that. Although I don't personally feel that way about them. It's just like those are three great examples of untapped spaces, right? Like a Pokemon MMO, so instead you get this Dota game that's actually good, unlike Heroes of the Storm, so you get League, and then they all had their chance but they failed, whatever. Pokemon either didn't want to do it or it didn't work out. Heroes of the Storm was way too late and it was garbage. And then what was the other one, like GTA RP? They want to just focus on online and not really prioritize that. As far as the format for this, I'm going to do, as I normally do, I do first playthrough permadeaths with games that I haven't played before or something new. And so if I die sort of as the trainer, I'll call it, then it's over. I have to delete the character. The playthrough is over. But so that's what I normally would do. But these kind of games have like another interesting layer to them. And it's the fact that you could do it permadeath for the Pokemon themselves within those games, like people do, right? So if any of my Pokemon faint, I can't bring them back. They're gone for good. And so I'll do that here with the PAL. So it's a double first playthrough permadeath. And I sort of thought about doing that with Pokemon Y, but then I ended up deciding to just make it a regular first playthrough permadeath, where it's just for my trainer. So like if all my Pokemon faint, then normally what happens is it'll say, oh, you blacked out and you end up back in the Poke Center. But in my context, an RP of my playthrough, it would have been like, oh, you would have just died. It's a wild Pokemon, so they'll just tear you apart. Like it's all your Pokemon are fainted, so what are you going to do? Try to fist fight a Pokemon and you'll get destroyed. It's like you're getting torn apart and actually just killed by like a bear or whatever the archetype of the Pokemon is. That's just how dark and morbid it would be, but that was actually what the playthrough was like. Or like if it's Team Rocket or Team Flare, they'll imprison you and then they'll kill you or whatever. That's what it'll be here. But no, then I decided not to do it for that because I hadn't played a Pokemon game in a long time and I wasn't too experienced with the series, so I thought that might be sort of unreasonable. But then I did say the next Pokemon game I play, which this technically isn't that, but I'll count it like that, I would actually do both because it seems more fitting. So if at any point one of my pals dies, I can't revive them. To whatever extent you can do that, I don't know how it works, but you won't be able to revive them. So if they pass out, they're gone for good, which will really incentivize me like switching them out and stuff a lot. Or one of the things that really spices up this kind of game is, at least if it's always a 2v2 battle or a 3v3, or it could be like a 5v5 like some of the Final Fantasy games were, because that's why I like Coliseum so much, even though Coliseum makes the big sin of not letting you freely go around and catch stuff, which is the whole draw of the series. That and Gale of Darkness, which I never played, but they were kind of whatever, almost the same. But the point is that you always had a double battle, so that at least creates a little more strategy and counteracts the whole button mashing criticism that I have. So why they didn't expand upon that and the whole 1v1s all the time is not exactly the most exciting thing. But yeah, so it'll be permadeath on both counts. I ended up not really doing that for Y, but I just mentioned it, so it seems fitting that I should do it here. That, again, if any time they die, they're gone for good. If at any time I die, I'm gone for good. So it's just kind of interesting because that's not a format you would have to really think about with any other game, right? Like even with games like Fire Emblem, you don't have to worry about that because it's already permadeath built in. Palworld is currently in early access. You may encounter bugs or crashes. Well, I will encounter bugs because they're one of my favorite types of Pokemon. Haha. I love this random gun on the side to show like, oh, it's not just a Pokemon type of clone game, but this is supposed to be appropriate for kids, so this shouldn't be here. Like this could cost you billions of dollars if you just took that out. You got to euphemize everything, and what's ironic is PETA gets kind of mad about stuff like this, but it doesn't make sense because the whole reason why you make them Pokemon like Bulbasaur or something instead of a real life animal is to avoid that, right? So but there's guns everywhere. Why are they making it like a shooter? But no, the point is, yeah, you're gonna have gun control activists on this one and PETA on this one, both together, the ultimate unholy combination. But the point is that you're not supposed to, you make them fictionalized so that you don't feel bad about it because they're not real or even imitating something that is real, right? Whereas if you just did it with real animals, like you just train animals and have them fight each other, then that would be a whole different thing. So I don't get it. Then at least there's some legitimacy to the criticism. But when it's just a fictional thing, why does it matter? But yeah, I'm sure PETA made some statement about this or lost their mind, like they always do about everything, which they always did about Pokemon too. What is the more unreasonable criticism? Criticizing Pokemon because of animal cruelty, or criticizing like GTA games because, oh, they're just so violent and terrible, like that one lawyer clown whose name I can never remember, who always tried to like sue Rockstar or tried to blame them for stuff. So let's see how it's gonna work. I shouldn't really have to worry about any of this unless there's some sort of difficulty thing. Or you know what this will give you that maybe I've always thought would be cool is it won't just be like, well, I mean, you'll be able to run around freely and things like that. I always wanted that, like, for Yu-Gi-Oh games, like, where it's not just you go from duel to duel. You actually get to run around, like, an open world and whatever. Talk to somebody on the street. They're always so scripted. Like, you just go from one encounter to the next. But that's not normally how Pokemon games are. Create new worlds. I don't understand. Is this not going to be multiplayer? Oh, I guess I could do it like that. But I almost wanted to do it like multiplayer. Or this sort of harkens back and reminds me of my permadeath pets run from Hardcore Classic, where it wasn't just permadeath for me, but it was permadeath for my pet. So at some point in the playthrough, the pet died, and it was a big like RP emotional whatever crazy moment. And then, you know, it puts me at a disadvantage. Like, oh, I can't bring it back. I'd have to get another one, which I just elected not to do. So that's kind of a cool thing. Like with all the hunter quotes and everything we saw. But see, multiplayer here wouldn't make sense because check the invite code for this world. When playing co-op, host performance may drop. Like, I don't know. This should be one thing I wouldn't mind actually playing in an online context, but I guess I should just try it. So that's just what it said by default. I'll do that. Custom. I should just do hard, right? For survival game veterans, phase it. Yeah, you've seen how long I played fucking Ark, even if unsuccessfully. I should play like that from the beginning, though, as a complete degenerate and slow pace it. Face off, as long as it doesn't have something where it puts pressure on you over time. Face off against the onslaught of ferocious wild pals and the unforgiving elements of Palpagos Island. Pals are harder to catch. You gain less. Like, you have to get them in the red zone, as I always call it. Like, you know, you have to get them like 1 HP before you catch them. You gain less experience in gathering resources, and incubating eggs takes longer. That's probably the core mechanic, I guess, of how you hatch them. I wonder how evolutions work. The only thing that turns me off about the pick cover art is the guns. Like, not that it can't have that, but why should that be a factor? They don't need guns. They're mythical creatures that should have their own natural abilities. If they want to shoot something at you, it'll be like their own little needles or quills or whatever. The player takes more damage and deals less damage, but it's not the player you're concerned about. It's your pals that would be taking and dealing damage. Upon death, all items and pals are dropped on the spot. Well, good thing too, because it doesn't matter. You're not going to come back anyway. Yeah, I rarely play games right when they come out, so we might have issues or something like that to contend with. Yeah, I normally don't have an issue with my name. I did play a female character in in Pokemon Y. And I had like a whole RP thing going to like this cutesy little kawaii girl who looks so innocent and weak and whatever is going to go around and kick Team Swear's ass and Lysandre and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of like the power fantasy. You cannot edit your character after the game has started. A character re-edit is planned for future update. Nice, dude. And you'll have to pay $4.99 for it or pay some in-game currency for it. But no, I do like that it lets you play offline at least though. Even from the get-go, you would think, oh, they'd add that feature later or something. But no, I was feeling like, that's like the power fantasy. Like, even though you're a little kid, if you take care of your Pokemon well enough and if you train them well enough, you can beat anybody. You can conquer the world. You can beat Team Flare. You can do anything because it's not you doing it. It's the it's the Pokemon doing it for you, but it's under your tutelage and because you treated them right and trained them and all that kind of stuff. So it gives you that sort of thing. It doesn't matter that Lysandre is a big burly man. You can still beat his ass with your Pokemon. So that's kind of taking it down to its rawest source why people like these things so much. Maybe I'll do a female character again, but it almost doesn't feel right. Because, yeah, this is typical anime appearance, I guess. This is almost giving you like Hercules vibes or something weird. I don't know why it's... But this art style, oh shit. I'll actually go with that one. He looks badass. I don't really care too much about any of this, but just to see what options they give you. One of these is like going to be a Sharingan type shit that people always say whenever somebody's eye has a symbol. Or whatever, King Bradley's ultimate eye from... You know what? I kind of like the thing better where it was. Like the way his eyes are just all whited out. That's kind of creepy looking almost. Voice. How about we put a voice that's no voice? Like the Kawhi Leonard effect. Just have him be completely silent the whole time. Character completion complete. Creation complete. You cannot edit the character. Okay. It always makes the option seem like you can't progress, like it's just blurred out. But yeah, anybody who's an expert on Pokemon could say, oh, what is this one supposed to be like? Or you could just do that with even Pokemon for real, like, oh, this one's supposed to be based on such and such real life animal. The towers are the key. The tree holds. Oh, this is gonna be some cryptic bullshit like Ark. Where I play the game for 100 hours and I don't know what the fuck she's talking about at the beginning because I'm just getting so sidetracked by building my base and everything. Yeah, let's see how this aspect of the game works with respect to, just kind of wandering around and stuff. You would think you could run away from encounter. Well, you can do that even in Pokemon, but I don't know to what extent it's going to be turn-based. That's actually something I haven't really played too much of. It's like a turn-based MMO. Right, it has certain advantages, but it doesn't feel like they're super common or anything. Even if you want to say, oh, well, that's basically the equivalent. Q to throw a spear and capture a pal. Weakened pals are easier to catch, but how am I supposed to weaken it without having one already? That's the whole trick of it. We need Professor Oak to come over here and just give me a freebie. We've been spoiled all our lives with our expectations of how this universe is supposed to work, or this genre is supposed to work. Right, no welfare fucking rebate pets for you here. Because you're a grown man rather than a little kid who gets carried through life. But basically, oh shit, you can parkour and stuff too. You're supposed to be this uptight little clown who relies on your Pokemon to do everything for you. Like, oh, you want to learn how to swim? No, fuck it, have a Pokemon swim for you and just ride it. Or you want to cut a little piece of grass? Then just, fuck. Then just have your Pokemon cut it for you. So you would have like a utility knife type Pokemon. Like I had Pangoro do that for me, Pancham, where he had like cut and swim and this and rock smash and all these different ones. So he was sort of taking one for the team, just with respect to he wouldn't be the best in combat, but he would always be there as my utility knife to do all those little dirty work things for me. You throw the spear, you're gonna be some random dude. Yeah, I'm not in like any rush or anything, but it's not like this is a game that's going to be too heavy on story. But yeah, I wonder... I don't know how it's going to really work. I would assume it's turn-based, but it'd be kind of cool if it wasn't, maybe. It was already telling me, picked up Castaway's journal. You found another note from another adventurer. The sound is actually very quiet too. I don't know if I was supposed to go the other way. It's going to have building as well, which is interesting. Pick up fallen branches or... Oh, it's going to be like that too. So that comparison to Ark is maybe not unfounded. Just... Well, it did say it's a survival game too, but... It's not just a survival game for me, but for my pets too. Or I'll keep calling them pets, or I'll keep calling them Pokemon, but... Pals is kind of an uninspired name, I will say. Let's see what's up here. See if there's fall damage. We have 500 health. I don't know why this somehow reminds me of Genshin Impact a little bit. For the one session of that I played, where I spent like the whole first hour just derping around. So that is a chickpea. This is a expedition survivor. Is that a... I don't know if that's supposed to be an enemy or what. Or no, this is probably what I'm supposed to do. I could have gone the whole other way though too. Sometimes it's better just to follow what they want you to do, but I'm just kind of curious. Curiosity never kills you in a survival game, of course. But no, I always favor it when like they don't put pressure on you to do stuff. Like if you could just stand around here forever, and Ark even rewards you for that in a way that it'll like give you experience, like 0.1 every X amount of seconds. So even for doing nothing, or even just for crafting, so you can kind of farm it out that way, which is kind of the stage we're at in my playthrough now. But the idea is that basically, you know, they're not going to send shit at you. Like, oh, they'll attack your base if you don't do anything. Or every night, you know, I always use that in Don't Starve as an example. If, you know, the hellhounds will come and attack your base and just kill you if you are getting too lax and stuff. You could catch one maybe from here. You're supposed to hit Q. I don't really... There's kind of too much shit to take in right now, so I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, whack them with the stone first and then do it. But I should do it in such a way that's like a pacifist run for me. Where like I don't want to cheese with my fists or anything. I don't know how much you're really expected to fight. The only time it would make sense is now, because arrow. Like I don't want to shoot arrows and stuff, or even guns the way that... We have enough gun games that involve that where, you know, this genre doesn't need to be it. Like this Pokemon special ability is that it picks up a gun and shoots it. Like what the fuck is the point of that? That's what we're here for. We could test throwing a ball down there. I don't really want to jump down there myself. Be kind of a cheese way to go. I just wasted the one that I had. I wonder if it's possible to... Fuck. I wonder if it's possible to get hardlocked that way. I wasted my first starting one. It gave me the one prompt telling me to do it when there was even nothing around, and then now it's just telling me to craft and stuff. I always trigger people, even with a new game like this. I'm sure everybody's a know-it-all and a tryhard and a metagamer, wiki Andy. But the point is I always trigger people because like I won't do what it's immediately telling me to do or anything like that. Right, I just kind of like to wander around and play like an open world experience or whatever, which is very nice because this is a solo server, so you wouldn't even have to worry about any disruptions or anybody potentially helping you. I get as pissed with that as anything else. Like, sure, somebody could gank me and ruin my whole run, but also they could help me, and that also ruins that because I just want it to be sort of authentic. That's unfortunate because I threw away my one thing. I threw it in the general direction of that, but I don't know. Unlock fast travel. Acquired one technology point. Plateau of Beginnings. What is it called? Like Palapagos Island or something? So I guess I'm supposed to pick up fallen branches or hit trees. Like, where is it expecting me to be doing this, though? It was just saying that you can do it here. I'm trying to avoid. You have to hold it down a little bit. Showing your little damage value numbers. That would blow my mind if it wasn't turn-based. Well, based on this, it wouldn't be turn-based. Like, I guess I thought you would go in a little... Oh, that is interesting then, if that's the case. How long would it take to actually destroy the tree, I guess, I wonder. I'm guessing that's a food meter at the bottom there. I can barely see what it is, but it looks like a piece of bread underneath your health. So I guess what it tells you, the trees are basically invincible. Yeah, I like that in Ark, though, where this will actually damage you. If you try to do this with your fist, it'll actually hurt you. Which it probably reasonably should. You're probably going to have to make a bench and actually craft some something here that's going to be primitive workbench. I try not to read the tooltips either, but I guess for something like this is okay. A primitive workbench for producing simple items requires a pal that can work with their hands. Yeah, we're going to be having them do every little thing for us, like I said. Hold to build, F to cancel. Like, can I not work with my hands for now and deal with it myself? It'd be so amazing if I fucked myself by no items in queue. Handheld torch. Okay, this is wood and stone. I don't even know how I got the stone, do I? Maybe from one of the chests or just incidentally. Handheld torch to brighten the area around you can also be used for close range combat in a pinch. Which, yeah, that should almost be how I play this, where you have unused stat points. Not as annoying as the way the art tells you that at the top with the green fucking super big letters that never go away. But basically, what happens is F to acquire. Now, how do I put it away? I mean, you can do that. We need like a little hotbar here with the whatever number keys or something. Party technology, pal deck. Lamb also is just telling you what you've come across. Yeah, which of these really feels like they just copied a real life chicken? They copied something with this that comes to mind. Like, is it a combination of Espeon and one of the early Nidorans or whatever? I don't know. I'm certainly not an expert on Pokemon. This looks very reminiscent of one, just some sheep Pokemon. I can't remember, but it's maybe unfair to compare everything to that too. Because, wait, where even is the... Oh, here we go. Or we should do the one stat only thing too, but it won't be... Use points to increase stats. It won't be that, like attack, or will that be for my pals? To what extent is it even going to tell me? Player attack, damage dealt as an increase, okay. Player vitality, that almost would make a little bit of sense here, but that seems kind of cheese too. Defense, work speed, weight. I almost can't even decide. Or you can't even do defense for some reason. You know what? We can do an only health build, I guess. Because if we are going to be like YOLO, we only have one life or whatever. The one stat only character, pacifist character, if I can help it. And then permadeath both for me and my pals. That would be all the considerations. And you might say pacifist, but I just whacked a tree. But I mean, like, in the context of obviously trying to hit the pals, I guess I should let the pals fight each other, maybe. To pick up the wood, I don't really know what to do, though. I gotta find, like, a ball. That's the main mechanic that I missed out on. Like, is this gonna be a fight or what? Been a while since someone, like a castaway. Been a while since someone who didn't stink of pals washed up here. Not yet, anyway. That's what we're working towards. This island is a living hell. The people I came with aren't with us any longer. Those damn pals ate every one of them. You be careful out there. Here, take some basic supplies. You gotta toughen up if you... Oh, that could be a really cool format, actually. You're not allowed to use any of this shit, the guns and stuff that they have. Your only means of fighting is a pal, so if the pal dies, you're in even more trouble. You just gotta run away. I'm so tired. I tried making graves for everyone at first, but when more than 100 died, I gave up on that idea. Here, ignorance leads to death. There's a sliver of hope to be had if you manage to tame a pal, but not one of my comrades was able to accomplish that. You have one of those ancient devices? No, actually, I just threw it away like a clown, didn't you? Or I guess you wouldn't have been there to see it, but yeah, weird, funny story about that. With that, you should be able to make a pal sphere. If you make some, you can catch pals with them. I don't want to bother this chick too much, but she keeps saying more stuff. It doesn't even matter what I catch at this point. But it's interesting that it subverts the one expectation that you would get like a starter Pokemon choice. I saw this clip of like Stephen A. Smith somehow being asked like the most random shit. He's shown like Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. And he says the name's totally wrong and everything. Like, I might be a casual when it comes to Pokemon, but even I know a lot more than that. But yeah, why the fuck are they asking him? So what is technology going to be here? Is it going to be... Palsphere is very important. Are you sure you want to unlock it? But how? Oh, there's like the Engram Rose. Oh, here we go, dude. They copied Ark Survival Evolved and they copied Pokemon and they combined them together. What a visionary, crazy idea. Millions of players. Thumbs up. 10 out of 10 game. I love that I just randomly blurted that out too. Like, oh, this starts off in such a low story way where it's just going to leave it to mystery, where the chick tells you it's like in Breath of the Wild or something, wake up Link and then fuck you for 10 hours because you wander around forever and you're never going to find me. Or like here, or like in Ark, you know, maybe you're the chosen one and then you're fucking wandering around for 100 hours because you're a clown like me. You don't really give a shit what she was talking about and you have no idea. It's the same thing here. Whatever that intro was, you just forget about it. It's like very nondescript and you're just gonna turn it into a sandbox. Facility for storing them. Pals inside gradually recover health. And that would be fine as long as they're not dead at the time that you do that. So yeah, like I said, it gives you a big incentive to switch them out. I don't know how many you can have at a time. Palladium fragment. I don't know how you get that though. We should... Oh, we'll do that format too, I guess. Wait, how many of these do I have? What? You have to craft each thing in a row. So but see, the weapons, I don't know if it is a pacifist run, but no, you'd have to craft everything in order before you craft. Man, so let's review the rules. Okay, it's permadeath for me, so if I die, it's over. I have to delete the character. It's permadeath for the pal, so if at any time a pal passes out or dies, they can't come back. Then it's a pacifist run where I can't fight stuff except with the pals, which might prove to be very difficult, especially here at the beginning. Right, so all these weapons I'm going to make are just going to be for show. It's going to be the Engram Row thing where I have to craft everything in order just for the sake of completionism. It's also going to be a case where... You know, I can't use any of the weapons and stuff. What else? So how would I get to this? Food, pal, storage. I can't make any of that. There's quite a few interesting formats that came about, some of which I wasn't obviously even expecting, because I didn't know the game was going to be like this. We made the workbench. Okay, so we need stone. So how do we get stone? We would have to make like a pick if we can't just pick it up. Or I guess I couldn't go too far in the other direction. This part can be the hardest just with when you have so little to work with. What am I supposed to do? Punch a rock and you're going to get it from there? Or, you know, you should be allowed to... Let me see. I don't know where I even got the stones unless I got it from the chest. Wood... Pal deck is like your little Pokedex thing. But yeah, that's the one thing I like the least is the namesake of it. They could have come up with a better name than that. Fucking pals, really? 5 stone. Or no, what I was looking for is one of those, a pickaxe with which you would need to... Yeah, you would need to hit the wall with it. Let's see if we can find 5 stone without doing this. The one thing I really fucked up was throwing the ball, but I was trying to throw it in the general direction of that thing, and I didn't know really... That could be the hardest thing of all, just not using your fists or weapons or anything. I should almost be allowed to skip them since I'm committing to like not using them. Right, that should be the upside of it, but no, for my OCD completionist tendency, I have to both go out of my way to make something like a bed in Ark, but then I still can't even use it to respawn or sleep in or anything like that. So it's like the worst of both worlds. Now, the way she was talking about these eating everybody up makes me kind of scared. I shouldn't go down there. Let's see. Either we do that or I have to find some of that palladium shit to make a spear. And I don't know how it's going to work. I think it's going to expect you to hurt them, but there should be a way to do it even if you don't, even if it's a lot lower chance to catch them. Yeah, I don't know how many you could even have at one time or anything like that. Attack pals to weaken them. Press Q to throw a spear and capture them. So, check the survival guide. I think we are the survival guide. I can figure it out. I mean, you've got to first find some rocks, which I assume you can maybe pick up, but I'm not really... Obviously, once you make the thing, you can do whatever you want. The pickaxe. Maybe I shouldn't fear the pals that much. Like, if I just go out a little bit, we can always run away, I'm sure. But they're going to expect me to do something that I just don't want to do. No pals in team. That chicken looks really comical. What is that? Is that like something aggroing to me? The screen sort of flashed. If parkour capabilities, definitely a lot better than what you would expect from a typical Pokemon protagonist. You can pick up this, but I'm so confused about the rocks. There must be a way to... These things are going to tear me apart and eat me. The way that we're being so scared of, or that chick is scaring me about. So you got to find the rocks on the ground. So this is a good, at least, first step here that we can do. Which, again, I might not be doing it because I really need to do it, but... Or this is always a good rule in a survival context. You should always... Or is that the Palladium thing? You should always walk into danger and run away from it. Meaning, like, don't run, because if I sprint, then my stamina's low, and then something will aggro and kill me. But in the flip side, oh, but you'd have to still do that first. Or wait. I mean, you would think you would still get something from it, even if it's very inefficient. Or why would it even let you do that then otherwise? Kind of ransack these chests a little bit. So our health is already, you know, 20% higher, whatever, than what we started at. Mega Sphere. The one thing I'm worried about actually would be the food situation. We got a little bit of bread. I should at least be able to read those things. Thank God it's not the John Marston effect where you would just die from not being able to swim. But that would almost make sense because you're just a clown trainer who relies, once again, on your little pals to do everything for you. So why should I be expected to swim? Entitled fucking Pokemon trainer. Starting to get a little bit late. I'm not really... Or you know what? I do have that little torch. There certainly would be no understanding that I can't use that. I don't really like the way that this works, though, because I don't know how you put it away or anything. I'm sure it says it in the survival guide, but it's okay. But no, it's like... there should be a hotbar, and it's something that I must be missing. I don't know what the point of that is. Like, it may... Okay, I don't know whether that's aggressive or not. Pretend it's like a Triceratops that always give me comfort that they're not actually aggressive or anything. Is this the Palladium thing? Small Pal Soul. I don't know whether I should be that fearful of them or not. I feel like whatever happens, I can just run away. But then again, there's only so far you can go here. But this should be a decent amount of stones. Let's maybe go back, chill by that adventurer. I don't really want to fight anything. Or like I said, I can't even fight anything. They shouldn't really aggro if it's just going to be early game stuff here. Alright, so those are fine. Let's go back a little bit. She's pretty nonchalant for being so dejected, having everyone be killed and stuff. Right, like, oh, we lost 100 people and they all got eaten alive and shit, so you don't really seem to give much of a shit about it, though. You're just kind of chilling there. Or maybe these aren't really the pals to be afraid of. Mega Sphere, we're probably going to have to eat this. Sanity 4, or is that sanitation? Bread baked, made from baked flour, tasty food. Take half, take one. Shift left click, control left click. I don't understand. Use on me. Okay. Oh, does that mean I'm gonna have to feed them too? Of course, only the natural thing to do. But you just feed them other people who are your victims or other pals that they clearly, as long as they're different types, we don't have to feel bad about cannibalism. But basically, that'll be the spoils of their work. Let's go ahead and craft what we can here, which is going to be completely pointless too. But how was I seeing it sort of in order? Like this. You go stone axe, stone pickaxe. I'm a little bit confused. Or did I already fuck it up? Because I made the torch, but how did I make it out of order then? Oh, I already fucked up. Whatever. As long as you go in order of the row, I'm fine with it. So what do we do? Just make all these, whatever. Start production. Required handiwork, which you can obviously do yourself, but we'll be spoiled by that later on too. Repair with a repair kit. Oh, I think I hit it myself in all my shenanigans here. Acquire. Again, all the stuff that we're not going to use. We have the torch. We have this. Or we will have this. Yeah, at least you can subvert the need of that for now by just simply doing a little QTE. Right, so everything here would be good. We're going to end up weighing my shit down, too, unnecessarily, with stuff I'm not even going to use. I don't want to even use it by accident, but I guess I can't do anything. Or we could unequip them, I guess. Oh, they don't automatically go to the top, highest spot there. So we took care of our food needs a little bit, but that's going to become tricky later, because if I don't find something that happens to be useful for it, then I'll be kind of screwed. Now we got to look for structures, which it doesn't seem to show me. Pal sphere. I don't know where we're supposed to get the fragment. Captures pals when thrown. Mass produced. It is only effective on low level pals. But how is it mass produced, dude? I'm making it myself. You don't know my degenerate strategy that I'm going to do that or not. Or what you have now is the pickaxe. So of course you would be able to do it to the extent that I don't really get this. Handheld torch. You can use the... Why does it go all like that? Oh, you're cold because you have to... Okay. Okay, so we can find some of this shit down there. I almost don't want to do anything at night, but if anything, it should be safer. You got all these parkour roll. It's combining like a lot of different genres over here. We saw some of that blue stuff and everything, so I'm sure that will be enough to make some of these balls. This is the biggest thing we want to do, is just try to basically catch something, which I had the chance to do and everything. One fragment. We're just going to have to tank the cold for a little bit. We'll get an idea of what it actually does to us. So it only goes one way, though, because I kept going down and then it didn't do anything. I mean, even that's good enough. I don't have to overdo it now. So let's just see what it would take to catch something. My biggest concern maybe would be food. This is on hard difficulty too, I think. Like, you would have to verify. I don't know if you can change it in the middle of it. Game settings. I mean, you would see it from when we first made the character. It just almost doesn't seem punishing enough. Yeah, but I haven't really done anything yet. Can you just climb like a random wall too? Yeah, they won't wake up. It's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and make a stupid ball, which is on the second row, which we did unlock in my standard by making everything else. You go ahead and make as many of these as you want, which maybe is only one. Just kind of like the one we just wasted too. Oh, now you need stone for it. Open the survival guide. I don't really care. Attack pals to weaken them, which I don't want to do that either. What is that? Or you should be able to do it. Build a pal box in an open space. The surrounding area will become your base. A pal box. That was one of the structure that we were talking about to house them against their will over here. Let me see. But did I even unlock that yet? I did. Why doesn't it show it there though? Facility for storing captured pals. It would have to be like this, wouldn't it? Pal storage. I guess you would have to capture a pal first to maybe justify it letting you do that. Repair bench we don't have to worry about. Where is some of this stuff even coming from? Repair bench is here. Okay, I'm just not paying attention to what is there. But yeah, there's too many things that are like weapons on your side, like that you're expected to use. You can try to catch this level 3 chicken, but if I fail, it could be trouble. What would happen? Come on, just give it to me. Capture rate 100%. Easy as that, even though that was a bit of gamble. Extremely weak and far too delicious. They're one of the weakest pals alongside Lamb Ball. No matter how many are hunted, they just keep appearing. You won't be able to effectively use pals at a higher level than you. Their abilities will be lower to match the ones of your character's level. But that's fine, because it's better than nothing, I guess. Let's see. We got the poultry. Wait, does that mean I just... By catching it, I just killed it? Or wait, how did you get the meat and that, though? You can't have your chickpea and eat it, too. Chickpea. Sometimes lays an egg when assigned to a ranch. What exactly am I supposed to do with it? Drop it. Chicken rush. So now, if I'm in the middle of combat, does that mean that I'm... Summon pal is E. And then what? Summon, throw pal spear. What is the other one? Okay, E, you put him away. What is the other hotkey? 4, command. Pet, feed, emotes, command, don't attack. Command, attack aggressively. Yeah, like fight your own kind then. What are you doing? Okay, he doesn't want to do it. Or maybe he doesn't want to attack his own kind. So let's have him fight one of the lamb balls, I guess. That's always something I would try to do for completionist sake. Is like, oh, I'm going to try to craft like every single thing. Or catch every single thing in the game. But that's a lot easier said than done, because... You know, some of these it becomes insanely hard to do that. We go ahead, we can eat this. And that should be fine. We'll save that meat for a little bit later. We're getting kind of a little lucky with how we're dealing with those. Like we're just getting food on the fly. Now, is that thing going to be aggressive, I wonder? You don't want to waste time and find out, I guess. I don't know if you can go first person either. Doesn't seem like the greatest idea, but he's maybe going to fight too many things at once. You can always call them back, though, right? If they... There's too many that it's fighting, though. I love the fact that it's actually not turn-based, though. That is one thing that absolutely doesn't copy Pokemon. It's like how the Final Fantasy games were kind of... Okay, can you maybe chill out a little bit, though? Like, don't attack. Or wait, is it... It's just showing that he's... Wait. It's showing that he's low on health, but you don't have to kill every single one of your kind. They don't seem... Wait, he's still doing it. Or no, it just looks like he's doing it. Yeah, we're going to rely on him completely to do our combat for us. So I don't know how we're going to actually heal him here. Danger. What do you mean danger? Just because he's low on health? So feed him some of his own... That should be a rule. We shouldn't be allowed to do that. Right, where we turn him into a cannibal. We'd have to find something else. Or does his health come back on its own a little bit over time? That could be definitely problematic. Okay, I don't know. It's making me nervous by running around so much. Like, what is he doing? Or does that auto heal him? That would be kind of a cheese. It doesn't. I like how freely you can just do that. It seems like there's a lot of cheese things you could do, but that's certainly not my forte. You have unused stat points, so we're going to keep getting health, even though it doesn't matter. Which is maybe part of... I just don't get that, though. It's my player. It's not my pal. So do my pals get their own stat points, or I don't understand. It seems to make it pretty clear that it's the players. Or I mean, he's egg layer level 1. This is actually pretty satisfying. I love the real-time aspect of it in a way that I wasn't even expecting, or I didn't even consider. We should try to find some other ones and catch them, and I should try to basically take advantage of the fact that, well, I have to keep finding food, and so I can feed all this meat to somebody else, but that should be a rule of the playthrough too. I'm not allowed to feed them their own stuff. So whether it be the egg or the meat that I just got. So I don't know how his hunger is going to progress here. These things seem like they're a little bit too tanky, man. His hunger is looking okay. I do like the fact that they actually make you have to take care of them in some way, though. That's something you almost forget about in Pokemon games. Like, they're just kind of there and they just work for you and stuff. You don't have to really worry about stuff like that, feeding them or doing too much. There's always like those little daycare places you can go to power level them or something, but that makes it seem like that guy's a little roadblock that you're supposed to respect and not try to go past there, but we'll see. This must obviously factor into working up an appetite. But maybe he's not even hostile. But I don't like that he's coming over here. He's going to one-shot my dumbass. Good thing we can parkour like a god. If this fucks up, though, I could die from fall damage. But that's maybe a good test. Doesn't really seem like he's hostile, but I'll not really want to find out. Come on. I guess I'm pushing my luck a little bit. Yeah, see, I'm not even a threat to you. You don't have to worry about it. Or maybe in some way we baited him here, so now I can go past and go somewhere else. 34. I mean, there's no way you're going to fuck with that guy. We can go some other direction, I guess. Or I could go down the other side, like how we started. So my biggest goal is to try to find something else that I can kill besides just these chickens. But then again, you may as well just massacre everything you see. He doesn't fight, but he makes it look like he fights. There's no way to like otherwise have him attack something, right? I guess unless I initiate the attack myself. Or what, so I keep doing that. There should be some sort of limit on how much you can do it. Like if you're in combat, you can't. If you're in combat, you can't keep pulling it out and stuff. So I'm gonna. What the fuck is he doing? Yeah, now you're gonna go attack the elephant. Like, are you out of your mind? Just relax, dude. You wanna just follow me for a second? Then we'll go over to the. Maybe the AI is a little derpy on these, but I can understand it's a little bit difficult to do that. Okay, now you stand here. He's kicking around the body of... Okay, I did keep doing that by mistake. Okay, all you have to do... Okay, hit that, hit that. Now, he should attack one of these. Right? Like, to do it. He wanted to go all the way across the map, but he didn't want to do it. How did I get him to do it before? Maybe he just feels bad for it or something somehow. Oh my god. Okay, I keep doing that. I can't help it. I don't know how I got him to even do that. See, it makes it sort of satisfying that you have to do it this way because then you're really growing a bond with your pet by turning them into a killing machine and not doing any of the dirty work yourself. Or, oh, whoops, I mean... It's just the fact that, okay, now you can turn that off. There seems to be a little bit of a bug with it. You have to summon him when it's already active or something. I don't mind just killing these for a while, but he's going to get hungry and then we're not going to be able to feed him because of the fact that, you know, it's going to break my... This is actually really cool, though. I could see a lot of potential with it. I'm sure the multiplayer element is a big draw, too. We're going to just grab him and fly down so he breaks our fall to the extent that, what the fuck is he doing, dude? They go a little bit too haywire. It can be like a Legend of Zelda moment where you use it to avert fall damage. So it's almost like you should do it here and then it works. Like, let's test it again. Okay, here we go. You go E and then you go 4 and then you command aggressively. But he won't do it. He won't do it. So now you do it first and then you do it. And then he'll... Okay, that's fine. I don't know why it works exactly like that. That could be a bug. That's not a bug. It's a chicken. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they wander around a little bit too much in a way that I don't like. Right? I wouldn't mind keeping him out like all the time, but he's going to get himself killed or like run off the fucking cliff, or it just makes me nervous, dude. I can't deal with that. I don't want to see him skittering around like that. Look how much fun we're having with just one little dinky fucking chicken over here. I do love when these games have that single player offline capability. It gives them such a... I don't know, it's a great way to just play it and then you can always do the other shit later on, which for me means maybe I never get to that point because I take my time so much. But I wasn't expecting it to be so much of a survival game, and I also wasn't expecting it to be so much of a, or even like a real-time interpretation on it. So I have to give them at least some credit for those elements that don't feel ripped off Pokemon at all, actually. This is gonna be like the other bunny type ones. So we are level what? Are we level 3? So now he's at least the appropriate level, right? Or because it's kind of like he would scale down. But the problem is that when you go into one of these fights, it would be or you know what you really got to do is you got to catch it. Oh, that should be a rule too. The first thing that you kill, or before you kill something, you should have to catch it first. Well, I'll at least try to, but I don't know if I can guarantee it. So, like, I should at least have a Pokeball on hand. Palace Spear, an item that captures pals when thrown. Because I don't know if I can control this guy in the middle of combat. He just kind of goes nuts on me here. You just got to use it manually, I guess, with the Q. Level 6. I don't want to fuck with that. You know what I almost want to do is go down to the other way. And again, I don't know how this would work with respect to how many of them you're going to have at once, because what, you could have like 6 of them on the field at once and just have them all running around. I can barely handle having one do that without having a heart attack. It's doing it for its own safety, obviously. Lift Monk Effigy. Yeah, you know what this makes me almost want to play is Genshin Impact. I did that one session of it that was super slow and exhaustive, and it took me like the whole the whole day. That's when I was doing like longer streams too. I think like I did like a 5-hour stream or something, and like all I did was get through like the first area, the first open area, all the way up until you get to like the town or something, which is normally how my first sessions actually go. But this area scares me a little bit, I'll admit. And you don't have to be afraid of like falling into a pit or something, because you always get to... Here's the Ark survival wall thing where they always make noises even if they're not hostile or they're not coming after you. They just scare the shit out of you in that. I've kind of ended up in a weird spot. This is going to spoil. That's going to take a little bit longer. It seems a little bit disrespectful. That could be a rule too. You can't eat it in front of him, but I guess he's not here to see it. But no, just you can't feed it to him at least. It seems like you can kind of abuse the fact that he's in my thing, though. Like, you don't have to basically worry about his health or his hunger, because you can just ignore it by simply keeping him in the ball. Not that he auto heals or anything, but he at least is safe from danger and stuff. This guy does look pretty badass, all things considered. His eyes especially. I like that that's a default avatar. Yeah, I don't know when the guns and stuff like that come into play, where it's showing me on the when does this game become a first-person shooter, a line I use for Danganronpa, which I never would have imagined. And that's not the part that did me in. It was when it became a rhythm game. Fucking DDR random mini game at the end there. If you know, you know. Maybe I should do a little session of Genshin after that. I don't know why. It just reminds me so much of it. Maybe the way it looks, I can't really say. Like, maybe I shouldn't weaken them to catch them. Because I don't know if I can get this guy to stop attacking. That's my only concern. What? I just picked one up. What do you mean? Wait, how? How do you not have a Pal Sphere? Throw Pal Sphere. Is it because I already have somebody? Let me see. An item, take one. Well, what does that mean? Accessory. You can't put it there. I thought Q was just supposed to do it. No Pal Sphere is available even though I have two. It makes no sense. Summon, command. I guess I could just stick with this one for now. But let's see. Yeah, it makes me think about I feel kind of bad for doing this, but I like the physics of it nonetheless. Like games where it is focused around the pet, because that's really what I want this to feel like, right? Any game you can just go around and whack stuff with your weapons or shoot stuff with a gun or whatever, but here it's like, no, it really comes down to you have to nurture and take care of your pet in such a way that if it goes down, you're fucked, right? Not only if it goes down, it's dead, but also if it goes down, you have no way to defend yourself because I'm just a useless clown who can't fight, right? So I don't think I've broken that rule in any way yet. Even if it seems like, okay, I'm still using a pickaxe, but I'm just using that to gather stuff. Let's maybe go around the other side, and hopefully I can crawl back up. See, I'm just ignoring whatever it's telling me to do, or whatever people would probably tell me to do. That's one thing I can always say, is I always play stuff the same way on stream as I would off stream. The only sad part is, maybe not for as long or something, where I feel like I have to, you know, I'm not going to rush it just because I don't have time is basically the point. Like, I'm happy with doing a very window sort of whatever you want to call it. Just like you're getting a very surface level feel for what you're doing here. So most of this stuff doesn't attack you on sight. So what I want to see is this, but I don't understand it because I guess that shouldn't be a rule, right? We can just fight stuff and just go around. So he's in the aggressive track. We're just gonna solo everything with a chicken. Chicken only run. Is it possible to beat this game with only a chicken? That could be the challenge or the clickbait video that we do. So that's not going to be a rule that, oh, every time we see something we have to catch it. But we shouldn't be able to interrupt this encounter or help him in any way. So if he dies, he dies. That's how this is going to be. Or more to the point, it should be deeper than that. It should be the pet type thing. Did he really come out on top there? Nice. The combat was over. That's why we can do that. It's not going to be if the chicken dies, then I can't get the chicken, then I can't revive the chicken. It'll be that trauma thing we said from WoW Hardcore Classic. See, we have this set up by my RP from a series that has nothing to do with this. We're so traumatized by the loss of the chicken, which didn't actually happen there. I'm just saying if it happened, that we could never bear to have another chicken again under our control. So that one's dead, but then we tame a new one. But we can't do that because, oh no, it hurts us too bad that we lost one. We could never deal with losing another one. And so therefore you would be in a position where, you know, you just can't do it. So when it dies, it doesn't just die for the one that I have. I can never get another one again. Or I guess you could extend it too, and you can never get another of that type again if you want to extrapolate and say like in there I said a wolf. So I had a warg, but if there's a different kind of wolf, that could be a thing that you consider as well. But here that wouldn't really be fair. Or I guess the only thing to consider with that is the evolutions. Like if you lose the first form of the chicken, you can't get the second form of the chicken. I think that would be fair, but I wouldn't even know necessarily what those things are. Red berries. So I guess I don't understand exactly how to heal them, aside from maybe giving this versatile ingredient that is delicious raw or cooked. Level sync is you won't be able to effectively use it higher level, but it's not higher level. It's actually the opposite. It's lower level, so it needs to get experience and actually catch up. Minor injury. What is that? You got the little land thing. Apparently I can't catch anything, so I don't really understand how that's going to come about. Are they trying to fight me or what? No, they're just kind of wandering around. We got to wait a little bit before this guy can come back into action. I'm very confused about this. It could be that it's a bug because I don't understand. No Pal Sphere is available, but I don't see how that could be the case. Capture power 7 in inventory. Take 1, take half. So we get shift. But take 1 where? Like we can't do anything with it. Player level technology, or maybe that's what it means. He's level 4, but it's being dropped down because I'm only level 3. Okay, I had it backwards. Wait, we can unlock all this, but again, we're just doing it for completion's sake. It also gives you sort of something to do, right? Like I'm just wandering around, not really trying to do anything, not trying to do story or missions or something to whatever extent you can. So like it gives me like, oh, I want to go and find some resource that I need to craft something. Just because I'm acting like that's the goal of the game. Even if I could just ignore, like I could just skip stuff and I don't really need to craft it. So what I was trying to do here is I was actually trying to find something for this guy to eat. But now I'm having trouble actually doing that. Right, we're making him work hard for it, but I can't seem to do anything. We can kill these little sheep here. Okay, let me maybe test something. We could drop them. Right, drop. And then pick it up and then see if we can throw it. No Pal Spears available. I don't understand. The only thing I can maybe think of is the fact that we don't have room for it. Like, you have the 1 spear, and so therefore you gotta do something to have more of them. Or you gotta put it like in the box. Facility for captured pals. So you need a little more stone. But I don't even understand how you make this because I wasn't seeing it there. I should maybe go back to that thing and make it. Let me try to get this guy a little fucking food here though first, or can I even do it? Party. Gotta wait for him to get full health at least. He's level 3 and these are what level? Level 2, level 3. The problem is he just goes buck wild and does whatever he wants, so it ends up being bad. Because of the simple fact that you're able to you know, command him in such a way that attack aggressively, focus on the same enemy. But the same enemy is what? That's the thing. It's kind of hard to measure that. Let's go back maybe. I don't know. He doesn't need to eat for a while, does he? Oh, he doesn't even give a shit. They're using him just as a pure weapon here. You are not a weapon. You are what you choose to be, or whatever the thing is from the Iron Giant. I don't know if I'll be able to get up or not. Or you know what you probably could do is just wait. And your thing will regen, but that almost doesn't seem right. You have to do it in one shot somehow, which doesn't seem actually possible. One area where they can't fucking carry you. Are you serious? How the fuck am I supposed to get back up then? We could kill more of his kind here. You could just level up your stamina, but I'm not going to really actually do that. Wait, that's bullshit though. Maybe this will be easier somehow. Oh yeah, that's actually much easier. If we go back, we'll try to make the little pal box, and then maybe... Is that actually how it's going to be, where you can only have 1 at a time? I guess that would make sense, because it seems kind of cheesy if you could have more. Right, like, oh, you're going to throw 6 balls at once and just completely dominate the battlefield. So you can really only have 1 at a time, and just, you get to... That's why it's called Palworld and not Pal's World or something. But you could look at it like you would basically do it in such a way that you switch it out in your box or whatever. So we're making our own little Poke Center here. Slowly but surely, everything will heal in there. Everything will be switched out in there, stored in there, and everything will be whatever. It's just like our base that we're making on the fly. Yeah, this is actually a lot better than I would have thought it was. They certainly took some innovations and inspirations. It's not just like a lazy little thing that they just threw together. So we have the Palspheres, which the only thing I want to see then is we have this next disassembly mode. We have this next thing that we want to build a structure, but I don't understand actually how to do it. Oh, you have to hit 3 to... Okay, this is like some kind of janky console sort of interface. Let's see what we got here. Structures, Palbox, Palsphere. We've already made the Palsphere maybe at a time when I... No, I think I went in order with it still, though. So let's make the Palbox and see what happens with it. We would basically be able to build that. And then too close to special boss facility. You can't build in this area. I mean, this is literally the starting area, dude. I don't know what you mean. You cannot build because it overlaps. Too close to boss facility. Can't build in this area. It was even telling me to build in this area. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Hold to build. 10 seconds till completion. Nice little animations and stuff here. It feels like certain things like this, like, oh, every game is going to have crafting, and every game is going to have survival things, and every game is going to be open world. Those have become from a genre to just a gameplay style. Like, any game can be open world in any genre. It can be an open world survival game, or an open world RTS game, or an open world whatever. And so it's a little bit different how you look at it. Upgrade base. Build wooden chest. Deploy a pal at the base. Now getting a little bit cold. We go ahead and put the thing on. Fast travel, base upgrade, pal management menu. If you want to put him in there, then that's great. So now if I try to throw the ball, what's going to actually happen? No spears available. I don't understand. I don't get it. It makes no sense. I could try to maybe build another one. You should never, this should be one of the rules of your life though here. You should never, that's like the outline of your base, I guess, or the boundary. You should never do anything without at least one pal on you to protect you. You're such a useless idiot who can't defend yourself. Select recipe. So you'd make a pal sphere, which you evidently cannot ever use, which I find that a little bit peculiar, I'll admit. I feel like it's a bug, but I don't really understand even the nature of the bug. The cold never bothered me anyway, but I guess it is a little bit. We have a little bit of food here. I'd have to make a fire. Let's try to see that. That'll be one of the Pokemon's abilities, that it can just light a fire for you or something of the sort. This is going to spoil a lot sooner, or I guess it's not. Eat that. Eat that. I almost thought it would go a little overfull and go to waste. Or no, I mean, we could feed this guy bread, I guess, the chicken. I don't know if that's something they'd really want to eat, the bread or the berries or something, as long as we're not feeding it the meat itself. Which, to be honest, I don't know how I even got it, because I had some before I even killed one. I caught one, and it just gave me its meat as if I had killed it, but I didn't. And it was still there, obviously, the same one. We crafted that, or we caught that. Guild, doesn't matter. Let me think. What was I gonna do? We made the pal thing. I'm so confused by the spears, though. I don't understand. Oh, it's like... What is that? It's 2, but I don't know what the other thing is. I guess it won't even let me go to it now. Okay, so it shouldn't matter then, right? Whether I pick this guy up, then I should be able to also use it at the same time. There's something going on with this that I can't seem to interact with. You might even say, oh, well, it's obvious. It says it right there. But even as I'm doing it now, I still can't do it. I'm hitting 2 and now it won't go back. So I don't know what that was that I just had. Management menu, go ahead and pull this out so you can have a party of 5 here. And you can still throw that, so that has nothing to do with it, whether you can catch something or not. Let's see what his hunger is at. It's still going to be relevant to consider, because you're not going to be able to... So let's just go around and massacre stuff with this, I guess, or try to catch stuff. But that's the only sort of rule I flirted with that we're not going to do. We're like, oh, we have to catch it the first time we see it. Because it might be really hard to even do, because this guy just goes buck wild on me. I can't seem to control him very well. Maybe that's part of a gameplay mechanic, or maybe it's just a buggy element here. That you're able to not really... I mean, I hate to feel like I'm picking on these chickens, but... This is like a little... Okay, no, stop. Then you go... 73%, 84%. It just goes up once you go in there. We got pretty lucky with the first one. It was only like a 27% chance. So what does that mean now? Where does it go? It goes in my party there. He's pretty low on health. Lamball, a walk up a hill tends to... Okay, I have to go somewhere else to read it, or let's go ahead and put you away. Your work is done here, my friend. And let's take a look. Now, having to feed all of them is going to be a little bit tricky, actually. But it is an interesting mechanic for sure. Enhanced stats, the only thing we're getting is that. And let's see what we got. So, what does it say when activate? No, wait, where's the flavor text? Huh? Wait, that's not right. Where's the thing that I just was reading? That's lame. Previous tab, next tab. Edit, neutral, next, something. Level 3, fluffy shield. Roly-poly. Increases player logging efficiency. That's kind of lame. I can't figure out how to see it now. Doesn't say it on here. Doesn't say it on there. It might be somewhere once you store it in there, but... like, of all the things we've seen, I don't really understand. Let me look at this. We see the 3 here, so we should go try to catch the cat. But we've seen other ones. It's just like, it's not like, oh, I have to catch them in order, but it should at least be like in terms of what we've encountered. Like, some of these are maybe way too high level, so I shouldn't even worry about them. So the cats were kind of like maybe back here. So I could let the other dude rest and heal in here, but they kind of heal on their own over time. That's a way to actually make me a fan of a game, just on its base mechanics and things like that. Always have that fucking option. No matter how much you want to shove multiplayer shit and microtransactions or whatever, like business models, down our throat in this day and age, like every game always does. I don't know to what extent this game has that, but I did pay like $27 for it or something. The point is that give us a single player option. That's all I ask for. Right? Where you're not forced to play online. Even if that's what it's meant for, even if that's what it's better for. I'm sure there's a lot of fun PvP shit you can do. Although to the extent that it is, I don't really understand, because it's not going to be turn-based, so there is something a little bit strange about that. So where did we see the cat? I mean, the fact that these aren't hostile makes me kind of feel bad for messing with them, but I thought I saw them over here somewhere. Or, you know, we should almost make a point to try to make them... That could have been a rule. Like, don't make them fight their own kind. Right? So, like, now we can have the other one fight... Well, that's just a preference, but... You know, how much is the guy going to like me when the majority of the work that I make him do is killing his own? Wait, no, I don't want to do that. We'd have to switch this thing out. Or how would I even do that? How do you change that, actually? Oh, you do the mouse wheel once you're in there. You kind of almost saw that by accident. So he is level what? He's level 3. Let's have... This is going to be interesting. Let's have him kill the chickens. And then... whatever. Our main is the chicken, and then our alt is the sheep. Where do they go here? Yeah, we got this Hercules vibe going on. We got a little arc thing going on. They're combining a lot of different things. That's the old Blizzard trick. Just combine different things and call it your own. But they do such a good job that it actually, you know, it does become their own. Like, oh, the Overwatch copied TF2, but it became such a big sensation that I dare say it rivaled TF2 with its following, immense as it might be. It obviously had its own impact. I don't know where the two up there actually went. You seem to have a better chance. Let me actually try it now. You seem to have a better chance of doing it when you first do it. So now it'll be aggressive, right? When you summon it, then it doesn't do it. And I like that they don't even try to really attack you, because this is like a fun little spectator sport type of thing you can do, where this is all you'll be doing the whole time. You did well. We don't have to have the chicken on chicken action here. That almost should have been a rule from the beginning, that, oh, I can't do it, but at least I'll make a point to do it now. And then we have to be weary of what we feed them, but that's not becoming much of an issue yet, thankfully. So we should still be in aggressive mode. Fluffy shield is F. Don't fuck with me, dude. Or are they coming to each other's defense here? Like, even though ours are like the same level, the only thing is like an aggro chain here that could be a nightmare. At least that I should be able to do. As far as my interactability, I should be able to basically take it in such a way that I can do the abilities on demand. I kind of don't want to do it yet, though. A lot of what they're doing just seems like charges and stuff, because the body roll down the fucking hill over here. Amazing physics. Okay, so what we can do here, and now he's earned the ability to eat that because the other dude is not going to. And I guess I don't really have to, but let's just go by spoilage time. 6 minutes, 11 minutes, 1 minute. Okay. That's fine with me. What was I just looking at? I was looking at the fact that... well... That's still the one that's dead, though. That's kind of a little bit... I'm not even doing it, dude. This is naturally how their things work. What is the thing? That was the meme of Ark. Like, you constantly defecate. The meme of this game is whenever you kill something, it's always rolling around like that. What was I just saying? Oh, the activatable abilities. Passive skills. Okay. So this is our first activatable ability that we can learn. Logging for... Or wait, what? Roly-poly. Special skill. Curls into a ball, rolling after enemies in its way, becomes dizzy, unable to move. What is the F? Oh, Fluffy Shield. When activated, equips to the player and becomes a shield. Okay, that's not really... I don't want him to do that, though, because I'm not involved in the fight. I'm just a trainer in the background. We are role-playing as a Pokemon trainer, actually. I basically said that in my hunter thing, too. Like, I'm basically a Warcraft Pokemon trainer, which is what I intended for it to be, but sometimes lays an egg. Okay, so it's not relevant what we're doing yet. I'm glad I didn't do it just to try it, either. So the torch here is just cosmetic. We're not doing anything with it, either. And now, based on what we encounter, we can obviously use one or the other to deal with it. The problem is that we keep putting ourselves in a situation where there's sort of like, okay, I want to get the cat, where we end up fighting everything together. And so therefore, it's hard to, you know, there's going to be too many things at once, and then we're going to get fucked over. Even when I say, oh, command, focus on same enemy. I don't know, like same as me or same one that you attack at the beginning. But then how would it even know which one to go for? So I guess I'll give it a shot. Let me wait till you're fully healed, which I can't really do much to help that. Or I don't know if feeding them even does that for you. But yeah, this is legitimately good. So I guess the hype is kind of justified. It does a lot of interesting things together and beyond what I thought it would do. But I don't like this whole early access cheese that a lot of games do, where, you know, oh, we're just going to be in early access for years, so you can't criticize us, or you can't, you know, expect anything. Oh, if it's buggy, it's meant to be because it's early access. Like, what the fuck? Let's wait for him to be in full health. We're not going to make the mistake like we do in The Witcher, where obviously... So what seems to be cheese, especially for my sort of format condition of them being permadeath, is the fact that if you can just seem to pull them out of combat or put them back in the ball anytime you want. But I guess that puts you at risk. But no, the way I'm doing it is like the encounter has to play out. You just have to deal with it. If they die, they die. But I don't know to what extent you could help them, like heal them or something. I guess you should be allowed to do that. Let's go ahead. Command, focus on same enemy. We might have to do that again. That does seem to be a bug to the extent that... Okay, he's not going to do it. To the extent that if you do it here, he'll be good. But otherwise, it'll be crazy. So now he'll aggro something else crazy over there, level 15. Right, and this is the problem that ends up happening. But the fluffy shield is no use to me now. Uh-oh. This is not what we want with our life, dude. You better chill the fuck out. Okay, get out of there. We did the encounter. He's just watching the mayhem that we did there, and that one's already dead. This one is not aggressive. It's all good, dude. We're not massacring your prey or wildlife or anything. Although I am kind of scared being in the presence of that. Not unlike how you're scared of the dinosaurs constantly in Ark. So Ark comparison 1 million. Who would have thought? That's the real accomplishment of this. That you end up comparing it more to Ark or something, a survival game, than you'd compare it to Pokemon. So it's Ark meets Pokemon meets something else that I don't even know. This is one of the dead ones that we just like kicked around. We were able to swim, but I guess I didn't swim too deep, so I wouldn't really know exactly. You could try to catch the level 15 or whatever, but I don't even want to engage in anything with that. We can just wait. But no, what was I trying to do? I was just trying to catch the cat, wasn't I? And now I forgot about it. I should almost try to go in order a little bit with those, but I can't figure it out because... Did we just kill the cat or did we just miss it because we were so shell-shocked by this thing? Oh, it kind of went for cover over here. It's not like we want to hurt it. We just want to have it have a nice little life of servitude to us. Okay, here we can mine all this shit, or is that a ball already? Or is it just like a shard? Okay, watch out for those level 15 things. I don't know what's going to be in there. Oh shit, look at this guy's instincts. He's just running away from me the whole fucking time. Wherever I go, he's just one step ahead. I thought cats hate water. Enter dungeon, hillside cavern. Unit exploration. Level 13. I mean, I guess I can have a little bit of restraint here, although the way to fight here wasn't as hard as that would imply, right? You certainly don't have to be level 13 to get here. Yeah, this won't be too long of a session. Let's try to catch this third one, at least to get a little trifecta of our trio. So the chicken did well for us. The sheep has done okay for us. And so now we want the little cat, but I can't seem to figure out exactly where to find them. Or there was one here, but it could be that they're super evasive or something, that they just don't like to stick around. Or yeah, Genshin Impact. That's what this game is. Ark Survival Evolved meets Pokemon meets Genshin Impact. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Let's go ahead and do this where we just throw the dude out there. And then he falls down, and then I don't attack, and then I throw this. What the fuck? So he just juked me and actually avoided the thing. It seems like canceling the attack, we have a 100% success rate, actually, world first, where we're able to basically, even the first one that we had a pretty low odds of getting, we still did that. He was pretty low on health, but it does seem like you can stop it a little bit in the middle there. So, for example, let me test that one again. Like we'll go and we'll fight something and then we'll basically, okay, like we command, attack aggressively, fight both of those. Chicken versus sheep, battle of the century. And then we're able to basically take advantage of the fact that, whoa, not part of the thing, dude. Breaking the rules, bruh. I'm not attacking you, but you're gonna attack me. This is the 1v1 honorable fight between you two clowns over here. Not like I'm a chicken or something, though. Ha ha ha. Okay, can you just do it, dude? You're level 4. You can handle this shit. Thank you. So now the point was, oh, I wanted to test. Fuck. I wanted to test the fact of whether you could attack it or not, though. You get some sort of group share experience, though, because that guy just leveled up despite the fact that you killed it with somebody else. I must admit, though, I'm at least pleasantly surprised and slightly proven wrong, I must say. So this dude's getting stuck. We can put him out of his misery a little bit. So he's going to attack that. So what I wanted to see, what the fuck is that? He kind of glitched through the map, I guess. Bug report. So you can get it to stop attacking, but then you got to do it again. And I guess technically I'm not allowed to unsummon it, so... You okay, bruh? What are you doing? You're bugged out too, kind of looking for the one guy. You're supposed to... Yo! Okay, let you come over here and then try to do it. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. No! I have to put myself at risk to get you to understand, like, where you want you to go. Where is he going? How did he even do that? Okay, they seem to have a little trouble sometimes understanding what you want them to do. How did you do that? The one dude glitched through the ground. This dude's glitching through there. As a general thing, I'm saying I'm not allowed to like call it back when this is happening, but I don't know what's going on. Are you serious? I mean, I should be allowed to, maybe for this purpose. It's not like it's really gonna help me, but I don't know how he's glitching around all like this. At least this guy has that good honor and sense to not attack me here. Feed pet, focus on same enemy, attack aggressively, don't attack. That command at least seems to work in combat a little bit. Or he still did that on his own without me needing to do it. You don't have... You can't attack through elevation. That seems to be one issue that you have. If we jump down here, I'm even like baiting myself to get attacked, but you're not able to actually command it like where to go. They just kind of go wherever the fuck they want, huh? By which I mean literally anywhere besides in the encounter that we're having right now, dude. Can you please just kill this one chicken? Dude, just do it, bro. Okay, good. So that took a little bit of doing, but that's what pet rearing is all about, to try to get them to be tamed and whatever, obedient to you. Work around all those inefficiencies. Look at that juke. Okay, we go ahead. Tell them to chill out. We can do that. The way they move is sometimes a little bit annoying. Let's go back to base. This torch has lasted us a long time. We're just here as like a cosmetic observer. Like literally, we're just here to keep the battlefield lit and, you know, provide them a nice little heat and stuff. Like we're their little bag boy or something. Just hold something for them or whatever. We caught the cat, so this is no concern. Maybe we should have the chicken take care of this, but I'm kind of enjoying what the sheep is doing for us here. Well, let's end where we began, with an epic battle for the chicken for the ages. Let's go ahead and do this one, and or actually you won't be able to, or is it still aggressive? Are they tied to like each one, I wonder? These ones just sort of don't like to fight you, huh? They do get like really confused though. Sometimes they'll jump off a cliff or just kind of go in their own direction. He's not even trying to fight. Does that mean that mine's going to do that too when I try to command it to do something? It's going to be like a fucking Magikarp where it can't even fight? Yeah, he's going to juke him to jump off the side and fucking glitch out or something. So this one wanted to... You want to go and attack that, but I can't figure out... Or he does want to take revenge. Sometimes they'll just kind of derp around like they don't know what to do. He's going to try to mine for me a little bit, trying to show his usefulness to offer himself up as a sacrifice. Like, oh, please don't kill me. Tame me instead, and I'll be a great miner for you. Or what could invalidate the whole run is if there is a third attacker and I accidentally pull him back in the middle of combat when I don't realize it is the middle of combat, but generally we're in a good spot there. Yeah, that's just like a little taste. I certainly ignored whatever the game really wants me to do. Capture 5 land balls, but that's kind of a stupid thing. Why would you need more than one? Also says the guy who probably would have done that in Pokemon games. Like I want to catch one of each gender of each Pokemon because it would always tell you that. Or I want to catch one of each different color or different whatever. Some of them have like different cosmetic variables and things like that. So there would actually be a legitimate reason to do that. And then there won't be enough space in your storage even. Base info pal 0 out of 1. I don't know what that means. Oh, just to like deploy him to work, which I don't even know how exactly you do that, but whatever. That's just a little bite-sized session. That's fine with me. And now we're gonna play Genshin Impact if I had time. I don't know why that really made me want to play that more than anything else, just to kind of see what would be different now with it. It had some similar sort of graphic style or something. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. If I was to give my review, like if I was a big streamer or a personality or something, or if I was doing it like on Steam, maybe I should. Right, I sometimes do that. I make a little joke out of it and I'll post a review on Steam. So based on that very short experience that has some credibility, let's actually use this opportunity to post a thing on there, and I'll also show you maybe some of my other reviews. Okay, let's look at my old reviews and then I'll write one for this. This is kind of a fun thing to keep up with doing. Like whenever I may as well, but I never really used to do it. 71 hours played, which is probably a lot more in different versions and stuff, but the anti-wiki survival game, this obviously Don't Starve. This is easily the most enjoyable experience I've had with a survival game, but I guess partly that's obvious to say because I haven't played too many, especially at that point. That is my secret. Don't look anything up. Play completely blind, which nobody ever does this with any game ever, especially survival games. That's truly how it's meant to be played, and that's kind of indicated by the fact they don't really give you tooltips and other things in the game, right? They don't really tell you much. I struggled and died so many times. For each time I learned and got farther and farther through my experience, I still know only what feels like a fraction of all there is to discover, but that's really a deliberate thrill of discovery that the game provides. It pushes the boundaries of its genre because every step is a mountain to climb. Every single time you think you have things under control, they spin awry. And to that, people will respond, oh, haha, it's easy, you suck, or haha, because they've metagamed and looked stuff up, and or whatever. Maybe they're just that innately good or genius at it, but who cares? With this one, I kind of want to... Oh, yeah, 2 people found this helpful. Nobody has rated that one. 42 hours on record. I guarantee if I go to this, you would see that must be the most that anybody's played it on there, at least. Very good idea to combine 3D pieces and environments with a very active player base. Still a little rough around the edges with the lack of customization options, and over the course of me playing over weeks of time from when I wrote this and when it came out, I must almost change it to a negative just because they didn't improve it. They didn't fix it. Lack of customization option, mainly lack of any ability to see the chance ratings or analysis within the game itself. I look forward to seeing improvements from a very ambitious project, but it's really not all that impressive. Let's look at... How do you just see that? Store page. Yeah, like I should clearly be the #1 playtime. Is that even something you can sort by? Summary, most helpful, recent, funny. Could not get refund fast enough. I mean, it okay. Complete trash, but he gave it a thumbs up. 1.6 hours, 0.2 hour. It kind of distorts it a little bit, the fact that you're able to you know, like when or it says it maybe at the time of review, yeah. but like I played it so much now, it makes my review seem the most credible. I have played it more than anybody else on here by far. Not that I was trying to do it for that reason, but just because I obviously was just doing that in lieu of playing on Lichess. That means I must have streamed this game for like 42 hours plus, which doesn't even make sense how that's possible because I only really played it on stream, or not even really, only played it, period. Yeah, it had some issues. That set wasn't there when I played, or I guess I didn't fuck around with the sets, so maybe it was. But yeah, the only good thing that this game does is it provides you with a chess game that is otherwise not, that actually has an active player base, which no chess game ever does. So you have to use these websites instead. And so even this borrows from it in the sense that it does use a website because it borrows from Lichess's community. Write a review, so let's see what we can do. A surprisingly good experience combining Genshin Impact's style visuals with Pokemon gameplay and or we should say Pokemon mechanics and arc gameplay. Very fun and interesting to begin with. A few bugs that I am sure will be fixed in time, such as pals flipping through the world, falling through the ground, AI issues, and not being able to command them effectively once they are out. Now that part you could argue is maybe an intended mechanic, like, but it doesn't make sense. Why would they obey you so like, oh, because you haven't spent enough time with them or you haven't earned their respect. You know, you have to build a relationship over time. But that doesn't make sense because when you do it first, right, like you hit 4 or whatever and then you go to attack aggressively, if he's already summoned, he won't do it. But if I do that first and then summon him, then he'll do it. So unless either it is meant to be a relationship thing that you have to earn over time, but then you can kind of game the system and cheat by simply, you know, not doing it, but by simply doing it manually, like before you summon it. So that's, either way, it's a mistake. Combining Genshin Impact style visuals with Pokemon mechanics, art gameplay, very fun and interesting to begin with. A few bugs that I'm sure will be fixed in time. I guess that's good enough. Like, what other insights would I have about it that I would have said over the course of this playthrough? The best thing about it is the real-time combat, which is a pleasant surprise for this style of game, which I was not expecting because, again, if you want to say that it's a Pokemon thing, I should never recommend anything in early access, though. That kind of ruins it for me. But wait, what? Oh, I don't know. It always bugs out where I can't see my own thing, but it should show it on my own profile. No. 3 products reviewed. Review text hidden, but why? This review is awaiting analysis by our automated content check system. It will be temporarily hidden until we verify it's not harmful. Fuck you, dude. But basically, yeah, the fact that it copied Pokemon, but then you would be expecting a turn-based game, which on one hand, I would have liked to see that in the multiplayer element because I want to see what is a multiplayer turn-based game that besides a card game, I guess, or chess or something. But that would be really fun to see if you could just, you know, if you could really take advantage of the fact that that's something I haven't seen too many games like that. But that is kind of refreshing in a way, and it definitely evoked, that sometimes shows you how much I'm enjoying something when it evokes so many different formats from me. Like, you got the permadeath player, permadeath pets, you got the, you can't feed them the meat of their same kind, right? Like the chicken can't eat chicken meat. The fact that these are all just rules that I'm setting are not part of the game, but I just like it. And then the fact that I can't fight stuff in combat, only my pet can fight stuff. So like I'm just kind of standing there as an observer and just controlling it and stuff like that. Like all these different things that I'm injecting into it, which makes it fun for me. Not that you have to do it, and I never hold that stuff against the game, like if I struggle because of it, but that's just cool. So we didn't actually fight anything ourselves, right? We only relied on the pets to do it the whole time.